Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Real Film Nerds family. My name is Matt, one of your two hosts, and with me, joining, smirking, because he actually has a family, Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hello, everybody. It's good to hear you again, Matt. I am enjoying us talking about our family. I think with the most important thing about the upcoming movie we're about to review is family. So, with that, Matt, why don't you tell us more?
More about F9, the Fast Saga, not the key on the keyboard. So, Mike, original title was just F9. They recently added the Fast Saga. What are your thoughts being a part of the Fast family?
Well, Matt, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up, but I don't know why they changed the title, and they might as well just called it Fast and Furious, another family movie.
Seriously, if someone says fucking family in this movie one more goddamn time, I'm going to throw myself into oncoming traffic. I swear to God. Why do they have to rub it into the faces of us who are completely and utterly alone?
I don't know, Matt, but they sure do. Like, the emphasis is definitely family, family, family. But without getting into too much, Matt, this one's very strange to be emphasizing family, family, family for what its whole story is about. But we can get into that.
Okay, Mike, well, we can get into it after you give us the rundown for F9, the Fast Saga.
All right, well, with that, F9 was directed by Justin Lin. It was written by Daniel Casey and Justin Lin. Stories by Justin Lin, Alfredo Botello, Daniel Casey. And this movie is starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, Natalia Emmanuel, Charlize Theron, John Cena, whole bunch more people. And the synopsis of this movie is Cypher enlists the help of Jacob, Dom's younger brother, to take revenge on Dom and his team.
Well, all right, Mike. So it's a movie. It's another Fast movie. It literally has everyone in it except for The Rock and Jason Statham. Am I missing anything?
No, it's another Fast and the Furious movie, man. Family.
Cars. Although that's one thing that upsets me about the Fast and Furious saga is the first two was about street racing and about cars and the cool shit and the street scene and all that stuff. The third one is in Tokyo. I believe that was Tokyo Drift was the third one, which was interesting. It was a different take. It's kind of cool to see Japanese culture and Tokyo in that light, because not a lot of films, at least American films, are done that way with all the neon lights. And I mean, it's a real decent like shot of what Tokyo really is, or from what I've read. I've never been to Tokyo. Someday I'd love to. And then Fast 4, I don't remember what it was, but all of a sudden it went from being about the cars and about the street world to we're now going to be James Bond.
Well, yeah, dude, come on, man. That's awesome. You know, now it seems like every movie they've had to one up each other, right? So we'll get a little bit into this more in the spoilers, but there's a particular scene in this movie that I was blown away by, I guess, and I can't wait to talk about it in our spoilers, Matt, but for now, I'll just tease it. I didn't think they could top the last movie with a submarine, and somehow they did. Fill in the blank.
Of course they did, Mike. It's fan service. They've been suggesting it. The fans have been wanting it, and they did massive fan service, and it is absolutely ridiculous. This whole movie is absolutely ridiculous, and I talked about it on Magic 99.1 this morning, along with a movie I was requested to watch by my radio host. But this movie is just absolutely absurd. So they're normal people, street racers, that turned into super spies, and now they're superheroes.
Yes, of course they are.
So it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but not done nearly as well, but still makes just about as much money.
Yeah. Speaking about money, Matt, this definitely made the most since I guess post-pandemic box office. It brought in $70 million, which is a decent amount of change, but for a Fast and Furious movie, this is actually a little bit low. But, pandemic, they said 25% of the theaters still aren't open, so there's just money being lost by not being able to just be open. So
well,
I was like, wow.
And worldwide, Mike, it's already up at 400 million.
Well, that's good. That's good. I was getting worried, because like the special effects for this movie, I'm sure it costs a pretty penny. There's quite a bit of explosions and various things. Man, I can't wait until we get the spoilers a little bit, Matt, because there's another few scenes that remind me of another movie, a certain Bay Bang that we talked about, and I feel like the writer of this script watched that movie and was like, "Oh, got it."
I feel like Michael Bay needs to direct FX.
Oh, well, do you think they'll call it FX? Because that's the TV station or whatever, the channel on cable. You think they're going to call it F10?
They might call it F10, but the numbers will be FX.
And then what happens when you get past F12, Matt? Like, there's no more numbers on the keyboard. Oh, wait, we're talking about a movie.
Hopefully they'll stop. I mean, honestly, I think they should have stopped at 3. But that's my honest opinion.
Well, I was thinking about it while I was walking the dog, Matt. There was, I think it was 2001, the first Fast and Furious came out. And now it's 2021, and we have the 9th Fast and Furious. They've made 9 movies in 20 years, and it's still pretty much the same people.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, yeah. Well, does that count? I guess it counts,
it's
right?
It's part of the Fast Saga. I mean, Saga. Sorry.
Yeah, you blew it there.
I apologize.
All right, so 10 movies in 20 years. That's like one every 2 years. I don't know.
I have a really, really dark line to say, but I'm not going to. Because, as you know, Mike, it's still a sensitive topic. Even though they brought it into this movie, even when they kill characters in this movie, they come back to life. There's only one way to get out of being in the Fast and Furious franchise.
How's that, Matt?
I can't say it's dark. It's messed up.
Well, dude, you can't tease it like that and just not say it. Now you have to tell everyone. Everybody's interested. I know what you're going to say, but it's pretty morbid. Let's go.
Right. You have to die in real life to get out of this freaking series of movies.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But
I think that's true.
Even then, spoilers, even then, they still have his car roll up at the end of the movie. Why couldn't they leave it alone? They had a nice send-off when when Paul Walker did pass. In which one was that? Was that Fast 7?
I think he was going to be... 7, no, right? I think he was going to be in... Yeah, no, I think it was 7. I think he was going to be in 7, yeah.
I think it was 7. Well, no, they got like half the filming done of him in 7. And then they had this really nice emotional send-off in the film. And... he was not in 8 at all. They didn't mention it at all. And then in this, they mention him and they like tease him at the end with his car like showing up. It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to get Paul Walker's brother back? Are you going to recast? Like, Like, what's the deal? Are you going to recast the character of Brian? Like, tell us. Let us know. I'm on the edge of my seat.
I can tell, Matt. I know that going into this, you were just super. You know, you are the Fast and Furious audience. You are the super fan. You know, and you just were really wondering what's going on with Brian.
You know, why is it that, he has to stick back and watch the kids? What did he do wrong? Did he all of a sudden he changed his diet and he only eats donuts so he doesn't fit in cars now? Or like, what's going on?
Oh man, he did the anti Jared diet or whatever. Or I guess we can't talk about him anymore because he's a kid toucher.
Okay, good. I'm glad you one-upped me. Thanks, Mike. I talked about the death of someone that everybody cared about. You talked about, a kid toucher. Nice.
Well, I guess I changed. I don't know. I redirected, Matt.
You did, but I still love myself some good old-fashioned cold cut combo. It's a great sandwich.
Nice. Well, I haven't eaten Subway quite a while, but I used to like their. Oh man, I can't even think about it. They're Italian, BMT Italian or something like that.
Minute, Mike. You just want a large, hot chunk of meat in your mouth.
Well, I always want a large, hot chunk of meat in my mouth, but I don't think it's always Subway.
Oh my God, Mike. Oh, geez. Okay, all right. Let's get back on topic, Mike. It is. I have to point you now. I have to cue you. Here, let me put the cue up to the camera. Here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, oh, yes. Matt, what are you drinking this fine evening, afternoon, morning?
Brunch. You forgot brunch. How dare you? Mike, I am drinking beers that I have in my fridge. I have several because I don't get to drink as much as I would like. I'm drinking another Four Peaks Desert Day drinker. It's an American lager.
Nice. Is it helping you handle the recent heat waves?
No, it's still hot.
Okay. Well, so I'm back to true form. I have a IPA, Matt, but it's a New England IPA, and it's called Hazy Highwire, and it's from Big Top Brewing.
Well, all right, Mike. Of course, you have returned to the IPAs.
Yeah, I'm a fan, Matt. I'm a fan.
When was the last time you bought a 40?
Man, that's a really good question. It was probably a few years ago. I don't think I've bought one in a while. I think it was on travel, and I was like, I haven't had one of these 40s in a while, and so I got me some of the Old E, man. I like me some Old E, and so I was, drank 40.
I always figured you for a Mickey's, but, OE, that's fine too.
Yeah, no, I like, it's kind of weird. I actually like that one's taste. Mickey's is very bland and okay, and then Steel Reserve is like the bane of my existence. I can't touch that stuff anymore.
Oh, tell us how you really feel, Mike. Okay, so that's your mission. Next podcast, Steel Reserve.
Dude, I don't think I can. I regularly find like cans or bottles of it when I'm walking the dog, and I'm like, I just smell a little bit of it. I'm like, reminds me. Ugh.
So, speaking about metal, Mike, how does F9, the Fast Saga, relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, Matt, thanks for asking. This one's pretty easy, and I like easy ones. Of course, Vin Diesel is Groot, or I should have said I am Groot to start it. And also, we have Michael Rooker is in this, and he is, one of our beloved characters in the MCU. So, Yondu, so.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. So it was cool to see. I didn't know he was in this movie, so that's kind of cool. But he's a very, very small part. And Matt, I guess to get back a little bit on your where's the cars in this movie, the most cars that you see in this movie really is the flashback sequence of the past. And I was like, wow, this really isn't as much. It is just more of a spy. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of a car chase in London and stuff, but it's not much. I don't know. There's just not a lot of. I guess there's another car chase later on, but it's definitely not about the cars anymore at all.
Okay, Mike. Well, now we can split. Since you're having a hard time not discussing your favorite car chase, where they literally launch a Fiero into outer space.
Man, it was awful. And then they didn't even have space suits. They had commercial diving suits. I was like, this is like the one thing I so it's kind of infuriating because they kind of did stuff kind of right, where it was like, we want to get to space. We know we can't go from the ground, so they start off from a plane at like 50,000 feet, which is really how we first started going into space, and how Virgin Galactic or whatever the new Virgin tourist space thing is going to be doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah.
So that's kind of, I mean, that's okay, but the rest of it was just, as you say, Matt, hot garbage.
It was absolutely ridiculous. It really upsets me that they don't center on like what built this franchise was the cars and the racing and the, do we need another super hardcore action movie like James Bond? I mean, I was sitting through the trailers for this movie, and again, another victim of COVID, much like F9. The new James Bond is coming out, and I was super excited to watch that trailer. Granted, I've seen it a half a dozen times, probably twice that, maybe 3 times that, because it's been rolling for over a year. But I'm just super stoked for James Bond. I guess the Fast Saga is America's James Bond. I don't know. I thought Triple X did that really well. Again, another Vin Diesel starred film, but that went by the wayside after the first one. I never watched the second one with Ice Cube, and then I guess there was a third one where Vin Diesel came back again. I don't know. I never watched that one either.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I think I watched all of them. The first one was kind of trying to be, a spy kind of fun movie, and then it just got weird. And then with this movie, I don't know, Matt, if this is our 007, I feel bad for the rest of the world, because although entertaining and popcorn, like, just so unrealistic and just ridiculous things happen, like laws of physics are broken, like, it just doesn't make sense. Matt, the thing I was alluding to earlier, where I was talking about the Michael Bay movie, was the Six Underground that we reviewed not too long ago on the pod.
Loved it. Bay Bang. Did you look up what number it was? Of course you didn't.
Man, he knows me so well. All right, so moving on. We are...
well, go ahead.
Just gonna...
Come on, continue.
We are going to talk about the... so they use like some magnets and some awesome... I don't even know how they filmed some of the stuff. They did some really good job with like how they did the magnet stuff in Six Underground. It was really well done, really well shot. It was neat, cool little gag. It was great. This movie does that, but they do it like 8 times. And it just keeps getting bigger and more fantastical and just ridiculous. Like the part where they're like bringing out all the debris in front of the I don't know what that was, the big truck thing.
Oh my god, dude, that was so stupid, ridiculous. The big, not just the debris, but how the truck was on its top, and it's a giant semi truck, and it slid, no wheels, no grease, no nothing, for like 5 miles on its lid. Like it just kept sliding.
Well, I mean, even it getting flipped was. Yeah.
And then, and then it flips
no
again.
Way, dude.
Yeah, and then it flips again, and Vin Diesel magically saves it and drives off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. It was pretty ridiculous. And then while blowing up the plane, right? Like, didn't he he threw something or did something, and the plane got blown up? I don't know. It was ridiculous, dude. It's so ridiculous.
Almost.
I gotta wonder,
as ridiculous as Charlize Theron's haircut.
Well, I've got to wonder if Charlize Theron just likes these movies because they're just ridiculous. She's like, and her part in this movie was probably only a few days of shooting. Like, if they filmed all of her stuff sequentially, she only had a few lines, was not in it too much. Not like in F8 or whatever, she was in it a lot more, but like in this one, no, she wasn't in it that much. And I don't know. I feel like she just did it because they're just, I don't know. Maybe the paycheck was good.
I would think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they pay the people and stuff or any of that, but
usually with money.
Yes, that's true. But the maybe with magnets, man, they probably have a lot left over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how they pulled a car completely through a building, but not any of the iron or beams or anything else in the building. But the car, no problem.
Got him.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, my other big kind of complaint of this movie is, like, as we've said like about 15 million times already in this pod, family. There's all this emphasis on, being family and all that, but the storyline in this movie is like, I abandoned my brother because he was a dick. Like
you killed Papa, so I'll never talk to you again. Or at least he thought he killed his father.
Right. I don't know, man, for preaching about family and stuff, that didn't seem very family-like.
Right. I don't know. And then, of course, FX, clearly everything has been resolved through all the craziness. So now John Cena will be part of the next crew, which is fine. I'm all for John Cena, but I don't believe that he's Dom's brother in one bit. They don't look the same. They don't act the same. Okay, fine. They're both bodybuilders. Whoopity-doo.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't know, his younger brother got taller, and I felt like he was already an adult, but I don't know. They didn't talk about ages, so who knows. I just feel like they were they're running thin on stories, so they just threw in another one. And then, of course, like you said, Matt, they resurrected another character because, why not?
Yeah, they can't kill anyone. And then, did you stay for the mid-credit scene, Mike?
I did not stay for the mid-credit scene. It was pretty late, and I had to go. I had to go get some shut eye. You know me.
Yeah, what was it? 11 a.m. 11:30.
Yeah, it was close to like noon 30.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, I understand. Mikey needs his nap. So, the mid-credit scene has Jason Statham sitting there beating up a punching bag, and he unzips it, and there's a dude in there, which is pretty funny. And then I'll just do it real quick. Han shows up. There's a knock at the door. Jason Statham opens the door, and then there's Han, and that's the end of the mid-credit scene. So I'm wondering if Hobbs and Shaw 2 is going to be like Hobbs and Shaw versus Han or something. I don't know.
Well, I guess we eagerly await the next sequel of, like you said, F10 or Hobbs and Shaw 2, still Sean. I don't know.
Hobbs and Shaw Deuce. Still Sean.
I don't know.
Still Hobbs.
Still Hobson.
Okay, Mike. So anything else you want to talk about of this disaster of a film?
I'll just real quick say that if you're a fan of these other movies and you liked all of them, this is along the same lines, same kind of stuff. It's very fantastical. Check reality at the door, but if you're not, I don't know. You can go see it. It's a summer blockbuster. It's this is the movie bringing people to the theater, so that's good for the theaters. I mean, I kind of enjoyed some aspects of it. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. It's like you find yourself just laughing sometimes uncontrollably.
So that's kind of the remarks I left on the radio this morning. Is if you go into this movie and you like the other Fast and Furious films, you're going to have a good time. You're going to like it. If you go in this movie knowing that it's a popcorn blockbuster flick, you don't need to use your brain for 2.5 hours, you're going to have a good time. If you go into this movie thinking it's going to be a comedy, you're going to have a great time. If you go to this movie looking for a serious action flick and you haven't seen any other Fast and Furious, or you're not a fan of the Fast Saga, you're not going to enjoy it. It's not worth your time. So, I mean, my rating reflects that. I had a good time. It was entertaining. Would I recommend people to go see this? No, not unless you're doing one of those things that I just said.
Wow, man, you covered quite a lot of angles. That was a little bit more angles than I thought. Yeah, my rating is not so great either, but why don't you give us yours first, Matt?
Oh, I
always
get to go first? I get to be the dick? All right. Woo! Mike, I give it 1.5 reels.
Oh, really? Dang,
yes.
dude.
It was freaking crap.
Wow. All right. So the streak continues. Matt is much harsher than me these days. I don't know what's happening. Maybe family has changed me. But anyway, I am two reels.
Damn, so I'm still kicking your ass on the bitterness and being an ass. But yeah, Mike, family clearly has changed you. So that's why you're connecting with the Fast Saga, because of your fast family.
Oh, that's very true. That's very true. Maybe I'll get to say grace at the next one.
I hope so. I hope you're at the head of the table saying grace.
All right. Drinking some Coronas. Coronaquitas.
Coronaitas? That's for the babies, right? That's why they put them in the little bottle? You get your whole hand around it as a baby?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what that's for. I'm surprised they weren't drinking Corona seltzers.
You know what? Corona seltzers probably didn't exist when this movie was supposed to come out. That's a fairly new development.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if they would just splice it in, at the end. Like, show like a hand that's not really the hand.
It's just like a quick cut to one. Yeah, I could see that. No, that'll be in Still Sean. It'll be in that one. That's all they'll be doing. They'll be drinking seltzers. Corona seltzers.
Hobbs and Shaw, Still Sean.
Yep.
And then it'll be like Corona seltzer.
Yep. Corona seltzer lime. Now in pink lemonade. Okay, Mike. So I don't know if this technically counts as your pick or my pick, or we both knew we were going to have to do this movie if we didn't want to. But next week, it is your pick for a film. And Mike, we are continuing our streak of going to the theaters. I don't know. June has just been on fire, but this next movie is technically in July. And they come around, every couple of years around Independence Day. Mike, go ahead. Tell us what we're watching.
All right, Matt. I think it's time that we forever purge the F9s of the world.
Damn. We're going to purge the F9s. All right. I did give a 1.5 reels, but I didn't shoot at the screen with a shotgun. All
right. I was just trying to come up with something clever, and that's all I got.
It's okay. It's all right. Speaking of that, Vin Diesel was running around with a shotgun. It looked identical to one of the ones I have. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, neat. Yeah, so we're going to be reviewing The Forever Purge. Some of these movies are pretty fun. Some of them are okay. So this is like the, fifth installment, I think, of Purge movie.
Dude, you are hiccuping like a mofo into the mic. I could see it. Those IPAs are making you hiccup.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I think the Forever Purge is number 4, isn't it?
I think it might be number 5.
Are you sure? I'm looking at IMDb, but...
Because there was like the Purge Origins or something.
Yeah, there was the prequel one, and then they had the Purge TV show. Did you ever watch that one?
No, I didn't watch the TV show. I was interested, but I didn't watch it.
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. I forgot it even existed, and I don't even know where I can watch it now. But there was I remember the first one, which was really low budget and was it just knocked it out of the park. There was the second one where you actually get to see people in the streets doing the purge. Then there was
there's 5.
The third one. That was election day, right? Yes.
Election year.
The election year. The fourth one was the pre-purge, the first purge. Okay, so yeah, this is 5. Why do I know this stuff and I'm not a huge Purge fan? I love the idea of the Purge, though, and all the riffs on it. Like, if you ever watch that episode of Rick and Morty, oh my God, dude, that is so hilarious. The Purge world. They go to a world that is Purge. It's hilarious.
Nice. I have not seen that, Matt, but yeah, five movies. So here we are. We're looking at the Forever Purge. So I figured, there wasn't anything of note coming out this weekend, and that I saw. And this one, I kind of like these movies. Sometimes they're a little over the top, but we'll see.
No. Dude, honestly, some of them have been pretty good. Like, the first one really caught everyone by surprise. That's why they're on a 5th one now. I think the Purge Origins, or the first Purge or whatever, I think that was a pretty decent one too. And then probably the second one too, like the second Purge, just because you finally got to see the Purge outside of just a house. I think those are the 3 that I think are pretty decent. That election year I wasn't a super huge fan of. There was a little bit too much political overtones in that one, but obviously it's called election year, so.
Oh yeah, no, they were going for they were going for it very clearly.
But still, I mean, so far I've enjoyed 3 out of 4 of them. I'm not going to say they're great films, but they're definitely unique and different, and they're on that horror/sci-fi kind of action genre, all kind of rolled into one.
Yeah, they kind of are a mashup of action, but then horror, and then some social commentary as well is usually weaved into them quite intricately.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, the realization of an actual purge, if it ever actually was real, is insane. I mean, that would be so frightening. It really would be. So.
Oh yeah, no, it would be very, yeah. Ooh, it'd be weird. But so I was interested in seeing that movie, Matt, and then I think the week after that we know what we're going to do as well. But we can, hold off in case we don't want to do that right away.
What?
What? Your future ex-wife movie?
Oh no, I'm going to see Black Widow opening weekend. I have to support my girl.
Yes. I'm sure she's had a rough time in the pandemic.
She has. She has gotten to sit back, relax, enjoy her life, not work. She needs help.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll put her to work, Matt.
I'll put her to work for that. Damn sure.
Well, all right, Matt. I guess with that, I think we can start wrapping it up. So make sure to follow us on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, go out there and stream or watch a movie. And we'll catch you on the next pod. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Joining me in studio this morning on Magic 99.1, even though I told him he shouldn't come because I have a cold, he is here. What dedication. It's Matt Hinshaw from the Real Film Nerds podcast. I do have on a face mask, though.
I just want to get your cold, so then I will.
So you can go to bed and take a rest?
No, I'd be forced to get a couple days off. Think about it. I might have to lie in bed, but it'd be worth it.
Right. Well, let's see how that works out for you today.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I'll just probably still work.
Okay.
You know how it is.
Yeah, you'll have to work through it. Just like I am right now, see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you saw F9, the ninth Fast and Furious movie, correct?
Technically 10th, but
Technically 10th. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You saw it over the weekend in the theater, because that's the only place you can see it.
Yep. There's a showing at Harkins every half hour. At least there was.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And it came in number one at the box office this past weekend. What'd you think?
I was discussing it out in the lobby. They should have stopped at 2.
Really?
Yeah, I have not been a huge fan of the Fast and Furious series since probably I saw the third one. That was the Tokyo Drift. And that one, I was like, well, I don't know where they're going. There's been some afterwards, like Fast 5 was pretty good. And there were a couple here and there. But I mean, this is a whole nother level of ridiculousness, even compared to 8 and 7. I mean, they did some fan service. Like, I don't want to spoil it for those of you who are going to go and watch it, but
right.
People literally were getting up and cheering when they were going to a certain place. I will put it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So it was just ridiculous. Well, you know what? It made $70 million over the weekend. So they're on to something here.
It's the highest grossing film since COVID. It's made $400 million worldwide. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why they keep
making them because people keep going to see them.
If you don't go and see them, they stop making them.
They will stop.
Right. But the thing is, people love them. And I mean, the action is really good. They weave in all the characters from all the other movies except for a couple, which, you know, The Rock, rumor has it The Rock and Vin Diesel didn't get along well, so that's why The Rock is not in here. That's why I had the spinoff of Hobbs and Shaw. So he's not in here. Everybody knows that. Jason Statham, who's, you know, the other counterpart in Hobbs and Shaw, was not in this one. But just about everybody else was. There's even a nod to Paul Walker at the end of the movie.
Oh, nice.
Because, you know, everybody knows he passed.
Right.
But there's a nod that he's still alive in the world. You know, his character is. So, if you like all the other ones, I say go see it.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. It's fun. It's absurd. It's your perfect summer popcorn blockbuster movie.
Yeah, just mindless entertainment.
Yeah, the plot is ridiculous. The story is ridiculous. The haircuts are ridiculous.
Okay, fair enough.
But if you enjoyed any of the other ones, you're going to enjoy this because you know what you're going to see.
Yes, there you go.
If you haven't seen any of them,
I have not.
You maybe skip it.
Just a hard pass.
But if you, I don't know. I mean, if you're just looking for something to just chill out for 2.5 hours and not think, maybe you'll enjoy it.
You know, I didn't watch any movies over the weekend, but I did watch, I think it was 5 hours of golf yesterday.
Wow.
I watched an entire tournament. I've never done that before, and it went into overtime. Extra holes because they went into a playoff. 8 extra holes. I watched the whole thing and I thought, wow, now what's a better use of my time, watching a movie or watching this golf?
I would have watched the entire Fast and Furious franchise personally
instead
of 5 hours of golf. Yeah.
Hey, I learned a lot. I'm going to take it to the course.
They both probably put me in the same mood of depression.
Yes.
But one, I think I'd be a little bit happier going into it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
How's this? I watched your movie.
Did you watch The Woman in the Window? Well, what did you think? Oh, wait, give me how many reels for F9?
Oh, it was rough, man. I give it 1.5. And
1.5.
That's being generous, yeah.
I don't think you've ever given anything 1.5 on my show before.
Oh, I have, yeah.
On my show before?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a bad memory.
Mortal Engines. Well, you know, it's the cold that you have.
Yeah, the cold. There you go. That's what it is. Okay, so The Woman in the Window, what did you think?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It's an attempt to be Alfred Hitchcock,
yes.
that's for sure. It's a hardcore Hitchcock ripoff, but for the most part, it was interesting. I don't know why you would call it a drama and why you think The Hitman's Bodyguard is more graphic. Like, some of the stuff in the Woman in the Window, like the end where, like, we find out who the killer is, and he starts. I mean, it's not just like you shoot someone. I mean, this is in your face, like vicious,
an axe in your face,
emotional, painful, murdering,
right?
And the hitman's bodyguard is like someone shooting someone.
Yeah, senseless.
They don't even
senseless
compare.
murder.
Yeah,
right.
that one is very personal.
Okay.
And you're
Point
saying
taken.
Mine's more. How do you know how you gonna watch? Ridiculous.
Okay. How many reels you give the woman in the window?
Generous. I'd do like 2.5.
2.5.
I mean, it was a rip. It was trying to be Hitchcock,
Well.
And a heck of a cast, though.
Yeah.
Heck of a cast.
Yeah, how
Gary
can you not?
Oldman. I mean,
right.
jeez.
Right. Julianne Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, Amy. What's her last name? I forget. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's too
Doesn't
early
matter.
for me.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Amy Adams?
Amy
Yeah,
Adams.
Amy
Nice.
Adams. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do we watch next week? Make it quick. We're already at 6 minutes.
So, I already had 6 minutes. Okay, so traditionally around the 4th of July weekend, we always get ourselves a Purge movie.
Okay.
And my co-host has picked the latest one, which is called The Forever Purge.
The Forever Purge.
So we will be going back to the theaters. This is, I think a month in a row where I've gone to the theater every week. So it feels more normal. It's kind of weird.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't come in on Monday because I'm off. Come in on Tuesday.
Tuesday?
If you can. We'll chat about it.
Okay.
All right. Everybody check out the podcast. It's called The Real Film Nerds. Maddie, thanks for coming in.
As always, Lisa, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.